It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
And can you make your voice a little deeper?
Interior. Dorm room. Later. There's a knock at the door. Lo sticks his head in. Rowan, now dressed, stands near a viewport, staring out into space. Lo enters with a tray of food and stares at her for a beat. Cleaned up, she is quite beautiful.
I brought you something to eat. Not much longer and it'll be at Earth 2.
Earth 2? What about Earth?
It's dead. The oceans, the soil, neither will sustain life. Is there anything I can do for you?
Super Bowl tickets on the 50-yard line.
I beg your pardon?
I'm going to be all right.
Wait. What? It's am I going to be?
Am I going to be all right?
You should be completely... What the fuck does this say? Marcus Welby warm?
Who's
What is this?
Marcus?
Warm, like Marcus Welby.
Okay.
Marcus, oh.
You should be completely normal.
You want to switch real quick?
No. I want to be low.
Okay.
You should be completely normal. Don't worry. We'll keep an eye on you. Isn't that the damnedest thing?
Wait. Technically, that looks like it's direction.
Isn't that the damnedest thing in direction?
I don't know. It's almost like the script is talking, like it's making its own jokes.
I think the scriptwriter forgot to press tab is all it is, right?
I think
Did they forget
We'll
to...
keep an
whose
eye
line
on
is
you.
that? Is that your line?
I think that has to be mine.
someone's line got left out.
Isn't that the
isn't that
damnedest
the
thing?
damnedest thing?
Like, why did you bring me back? I mean, like, wow. I'm already having a stroke from the script.
All right, let's start over.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to say the stage direction.
Okay,
I'll just
thank
start. I brought you something to eat. Not much longer and we'll be at Earth 2.
Earth 2? What about Earth?
It's dead. The oceans, the soil, neither will sustain life. Is there anything I could do for you?
Super Bowl tickets on the 50-yard line.
I beg your pardon?
Am I going to be all right?
You should be completely normal. Don't worry. We'll keep an eye on you. Isn't that the damnedest thing?
Why? Why did you bring me back?
Seemed like the right thing to do.
I'm just confused.
I can imagine.
How do you think someone who gives you... How do you thank someone... Oh, okay, I'm reading this one way wrong. How do you thank someone who gives you your life back?
You'll live a long time. We'll figure something out. Oh, it's my part. You want to tell me what happened down there? I take it being stabbed and frozen wasn't part of your plan.
It's a long story.
I'm a good listener.
It's classified. If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Oh dear.
It's a joke.
Are you Borat? He's a joke. Okay, keep going.
It's a joke. It's a joke? It's a joke. I'm waiting for you to tell me which one you like.
Oh, Valley Girl.
It's a joke. I'm a project leader. I was a project leader at Crystal Lake Research. Jason Voorhees was the subject.
Jason Voorhees?
The NOTORROUS, you just slay it slow, the notorious murderer. You executed him for the first time in 2008.
The first time?
Electrocution, gas, firing squad. We even hung him once. Nothing worked. Finally, now I'm turning into an evil villain.
Yeah, what the
Finally, we decided to contaminate him. At least we could contain him. Cryogenic stasis freeze. Freeze him until we could figure it out.
Sounds sensible.
I thought so. But people who were too smart for their own good felt a creature that couldn't be killed was too valuable to be filed away. Amen.
An amen?
In the end, it always comes down to money. And at this point, will you push the camera in all the way and then like lose it into my glasses and then it'll cut into the theme song.
Sing.
It can't be that bad. Oh, it can't be that bad.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
perfect.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
My name is Alejandro.
My name is Christian.
And that's Juliet. She's playing producer today.
Yes.
We just read a beautiful scene from the movie we watched,
Jason X.
And honestly, we were acting our tits off.
We were Daniel Day-Lewising that shit.
We were acting so good, our robotic nipples fell off.
Which happens in this movie, and it is the... Okay.
We were acting so good, we ripped a hole in a space station. We were acting so good that we had nanobots reconstruct our entire lives and wake us up almost 500 years after the day we died.
Dude, we were acting so good that we were both wearing cloth crop tops that are essentially made for efficient reasons in 2455.
We are so good. I forgot how we started this bit. What's the sentence?
I don't know. We're so good
We're
at acting.
so good at acting.
That was a cold read, baddies. And if you are not moved emotionally,
You have no soul.
yes, get a fucking backbone.
Welcome to hell.
Learn what emotion is, because did you hear his Borat impression?
Honestly, that wasn't the intention, but if it was funny, I'll stick with it.
You had 3 different characters in there. You had
I did lose it. The line. It's because the range of emotion was so much. At one point, she's like, "How can I thank you?" And then she's talking about how confused she is, and then she's asking for Super Bowl tickets. Rowan is a big pile of spaghetti.
she's all over the place. She's kind of an empty character.
I want to get this off my chest right now before I forget, because this is the biggest note I have about this film.
What?
They don't give us anyone's name ever until like later. We get nicknames. The Professor, Sarge,
Students.
Jason Voorhees is the only one who gets called his first and last name in this film, and we are just supposed to accept everybody. There's 14 characters that we are introduced to in the first 20 minutes. We don't get any of their names. They're all friends. They've all been living on the spaceship for years. They're high-fiving and kissing and hooking up, and they have like relationships with robots and relationships with each other. Some people are seniors, some people are freshmen, and they still never use anyone's name. No one's wearing a name tag. No one's addressing themselves by rank. What is it? Are they in the Navy? Are they in Grey's Anatomy? Are they learning to be doctors? What are they learning?
Good point. We don't know why they're going to Earth 1 and picking. We know that they're students of some sort. We don't know what class they're taking.
Also, I like to imagine that the Earth that they went to, same Earth from Wall-E.
That's a good point. Especially, it said in our script, the oceans and the land cannot sustain life.
Dead.
This is in the same universe as Wall-E.
100%.
Friday the 13th, collaborating with Disney's and Pixar's Wall-E.
Actually, this episode is being recorded on the 26th. Amazon just put in a bid to purchase MGM, so now Amazon owns Jason Voorhees.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
They also own James Bond.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Amazon's owning everything.
Well, sooner or later they'll buy Apple, and then we're all fucked.
Mr. Bezos, god damn, share the wealth, my friend.
Literally, he could give 1.01% of his wealth, and he could solve the hunger crisis
He
in the
could
world.
do so much with that money.
But you know what? It's not on him to do that. It's on him to get my shit here tomorrow. Thank you, Jeff Bezos.
Thank you for promising one-day deliveries.
I'm Alejandro, and that's Christian.
Let's just get into it, dude. Let's do the nitty-gritty, because this movie's pretty crazy. It's available on Netflix. So if you're in the mood for something that is super campy, if you want to see Jason Voorhees
in space
killing teenagers as he does in space,
yes,
he's going to do that. Watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, honestly, don't pay money. I mean, Netflix is a subscription-based thing. I know you pay money for it anyways. Somebody sent me a message about that on the last episode. Apparently, I said...
Someone was asking...
I said, save your money, watch it on Netflix. And then I got a message, and it was like, I'm still paying for Netflix. And it's like, okay, cool. How about if I fuck you then? How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to watch...
I blocked them and deleted them from our Instagram page. Yeah, fuck them.
Sidebar real quick.
He doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that.
No. We love all of you baddies, even if you have ridiculous questions like that.
Yeah, okay, I'll let you back in. You know
All right,
who you are.
let's do the nitty gritty so that we can just talk about this movie.
Nitty gritty. Itty bitty.
Nitty gritty.
The
Committee.
itty bitty nitty gritty committee.
Coming right at you.
Right at you.
Right at you. They watched Jason X, rated R, horror sci-fi film.
That's for sure.
Runtime of 1 hour and 33 minutes, or for Melissa, 93 minutes.
Huzzah!
It was directed by James Isaac with a release date of April 26th, 2002. It had a 4.4 out of 10 on IMDb. 19% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 25% on Metacritic. Alejandro and Christian, would you like to guess the percentage?
You go first, sir.
82%.
81%.
He's just being a dick.
Yeah, because that's what you do to me.
No, but mine are unintentional.
Honestly, mine is 86.
Thank you.
Yours is 86 and yours is
82%.
82%. 76% of Google users liked this movie.
Well, I had a 6 in my number, so.
Nope, I'm still closer to the number, so I win that. I'll take it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Would you like the synopsis?
Please.
Coming right at you. The year is 2455. The place is Old Earth. Once the shimmering blue jewel of the galaxy, Old Earth is now a contaminated planet abandoned for centuries. Yet humans have returned to the deadly place that they once fled, not to live, but to research the ancient rusting artifacts of the bygone civilizations that caused this environmental disaster. And little does the most recent landing party of intrepid young explorers realize the fate that awaits them.
That synopsis is longer than the movie.
And that synopsis gives us more exposition than the movie does, because they don't tell us what year the cold open takes place in.
Yeah.
They just tell us later that she's been frozen for like 500 years, and we're just like, so we have to do math. This movie gives us homework. This movie gives us math problems to do.
This movie takes place in what they call a near future timeline.
No way near future.
Also known as 2010. No, it opens up in 2010.
Yes.
So like Jason Voorhees, He's
been on death row for 2 years, and not just like sitting on death row getting like appeals because that's America, but he's like on death row actively being killed.
Yeah.
A variety of different ways.
And the interesting take on this is that he is of value. This notorious serial killer that killed over 200 people.
To David Cronenberg.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. He says
David Cronenberg.
He wants him. He says in the movie,
he wants him in his next movie.
We want him. We don't want him cold and crystallized. We want him soft and something like that. We want him warm, alive, essentially. And because he has more value if he's alive. Mistake number one.
Honestly.
And Jason Voorhees, as of course he does, breaks out, kills like 5 people immediately in the first 5 minutes.
And then he kills people with a very classic way, with his machete, and he's got his hockey mask on, and he's just going at it. And he's killing generals, and I assume an admiral in the Navy, and then he's chasing this Olivia Munn lookalike. And she
bootleg Olivia Munn?
2001 Olivia Munn. And she traps him in the one place where you should trap Jason Voorhees.
A cryogenic freezer.
Just like the place where they keep their hot dogs.
But this cryogenic freezer must have been made of cardboard, because as she closes the door, he's able to stab the machete through the cryogenic freezer door.
Through her stomach.
And so she dies, and there is a breach in the cryogenic freezer, and they both get frozen together.
The whole room gets frozen.
The whole room, and they wake up 500 years later.
Hang on. They get thawed out 500 years later. They would have stayed frozen for the rest of time.
That's true.
What I mean? They could have let Jason stay in there. Would you mind letting Christian know? I've already looked this up, so I don't want to ruin the game. But can you tell Christian what the budget for this film was, and then have him guess how much it made?
Yes, the budget. It's kind of vague. $11 to $14 million.
Big difference.
I know.
It
$3 million.
$11 to $14 million.
But let's say $14 million. That's not a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
For a franchise film like this that has the price tag I imagine the CGI would require.
Now, I can't tell, since this movie was made 20 years ago, if the CGI was bad or good. Like, am I supposed to appreciate it with the context that, like, it was 20 years ago? Or should I just as Christian right now that is terrible CGI?
Was it that
so
terrible?
Bad. It was. Do you remember the robot girl at the end of the movie? She's doing crazy cartwheels.
Yes.
And it looked like CGI special effects that would be used on the Disney Channel.
Robot girl is a fuck doll.
Yes. Weird relationship that robot girl has with her maker.
And you know what? Her name is KM. We should address her as who she is.
She is a person. Yeah. She is real.
She has no nipples but wants them because Jess has them.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
Are those the actress's real nipples that they CGI'd out?
No, they fall. Was it kind of like blurred and censored on your version?
I don't know, man.
Okay, I was watching on Netflix. I think they blurred the nipples out and then they fall and make like bolt dropping sounds.
Does that count as nudity?
How much did it make? Tell Christian how much money this movie made.
Do you want to guess?
Oh, sure. I I think it lost money, right? How many people watched this? Okay, I don't know. It's a great franchise. Let's say 20 million.
$16.9 million.
Also, people got paid about $1,000 each.
I mean, I think after all of the distribution and
They lost money.
They didn't make any money on
But
this.
it is a cult classic. This is
The funniest Jason movie.
it's the 10th installment in the franchise.
Yeah, that's why you said Jason X. Is it not Jason 10?
Jason 10? Oh, is it?
No,
the iPhone 10?
It's possible.
Or is it? He's just really buff. I'm looking at these images.
Jason?
He's
This dude's
He
big.
beefed up for this
Big.
film.
He
Yeah,
was in
yeah.
4 of the Jason movies. So 4 of the 6 he was in. And
4 of the 10.
or 4 of the 10, I'm sorry. Did my math wrong. Not being a good Asian here.
Now your dad's turning off the episode again.
He's a
He
pissed off accountant.
He hates bad math.
And also, it says that it takes place in 2008, not 2010.
Really?
Yeah.
These fun facts are not that fun if they're correct.
This is from IMDb.
DB.
The
what
other,
about IMDC?
the Wikipedia synopsis was. So I don't know.
Interesting.
Who's right.
Well, you know what? Who cares?
Who cares? Let's just jump into this movie. I watched a kill count video on YouTube because I was so interested, and so it like counted. It gave a timestamp for every single kill and like how the person was killed.
First he smashes the girl's face.
That's not first. He
Oh,
kills like
first,
all the army
admiral,
people
Yeah, he machetes. Oh no! First he kills the guard.
that was guarding him. Yes.
Yes, he puts the sheet over him, and then they're like, "Get that rag off him!" And then it's the kid.
Pretty typical horror stuff.
Yeah, pretty typical.
But the best kill, I'm going to jump straight into it, was
With the face smash.
yes. And that is what I've been looking up is that a lot of people just search specifically for that scene. So
Well, MythBusters did an episode on it.
yes, and they proved that that cannot happen. So basically that girl, her face was dipped in a sink full of
Nitrogen.
liquid nitrogen, frozen, and then smashed it against the countertop, smashing it. Great special effects.
Fantastic.
Loved it.
I liked her the best, actually. She was my favorite.
I thought she was going to live the longest.
In fact, I was watching it, and the person I was watching it with thought it was going to be the sex couple to die first. But I was like, no. It's the girl in the room that he's in.
well, the sex couple always die first.
Yeah, but she's in the room he's in.
Yeah, but I would thought she would go to the bathroom
He's
or something.
in the room with her, Christian.
You know how he wakes up, right?
He pulls an Undertaker like WrestleMania 28 and just sits straight up.
At the sound of that girl's orgasm. She screams, he wakes up, and he gets to killing.
Holy shit, Jason's run by his dick. He's a horny man.
Well, because
He's a horny man.
he grew up in that
the
camp
fucking horny
where
camp.
all
The
of the
girls
camp
have
counselors
tits.
were fucking. Where all the girls have tits? Yes, I mean, girls.
Honestly,
Girls have boobs.
I mean, when you work at a camp, you have to fuck. It's just like it comes with the territory.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's. I've never worked at a camp, so.
Yeah, I was fired for doing that, but I thought that was part of the job. I read it in the description. Apparently, it's not.
Yeah, I think all camp counselors have to let it out sometime.
I mean, what else am I gonna fuck? The rocks?
The pillows,
The bears?
the bed.
The kids?
No,
Definitely not, right?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
definitely not.
It's okay.
But Jason did wake up from that orgasm. That orgasm was his alarm clock, and he was. Now, this poses the question: if that girl never came,
Would Jason have ever came? I would say yes, because he's on that thawing meat table to like thaw him out.
So it takes 2 to tango. is what you're
yes,
saying.
yes.
Yeah.
If he like if he wasn't doing like a Brendan Fraser Encino Man thawing out like with heat lamps, and she wasn't coming at the exact time that his heart warmed up,
Yeah.
much like the Grinch at the end of How the Grinch Stole Christmas when his heart grows 4 sizes. I think Jason's heart grows 4 sizes at the sound of this woman's ejaculation.
Yes, I think that is probably the correct science behind this movie.
Honestly, I am a doctor.
Honestly, this is not that outlandish
Just
for a
as much
Jason
as that
movie.
white guy with the dreads is a doctor. Okay, so let's hang on. So that's where my question really comes into. What are they studying? Are they studying to be doctors? Is it just like a junior college? Is this like a finishing school?
Well, whatever it is, they have
Why are they
enough
so
money.
horny?
They have enough money to fund themselves a spaceship called Grendel.
But their spaceship's kind of shit because when the Savior ship, you know, they have like that ball sack ship with the ball and the 2 legs coming down.
Yeah.
And then like when they call for help and another one comes to help them, the new one or the one that helps is new. It's like very nice. It's white and red and it's painted. Theirs is shit. Theirs is like rusty and gross.
Oh, maybe it's a hand-me-down. Okay, so maybe they're at a community college.
I think they're at a JUCO.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what they're studying, but these students don't seem smart enough to really thrive in this situation because they're all getting killed, and everyone everyone
doesn't want to be there.
in horror movie fashion, everyone's making dumb decisions.
Except for KM's master. He actually kind of has his...
He's the smartest guy.
He does make one mistake, which we'll get to because it's near the end, but he has his feet pretty firmly on the ground. He should probably stop fucking robots. But other than that, he's the smartest one.
You know what happened after he had sex with his own robot? She got an upgrade.
She turned into Trinity from the Matrix.
Yeah, she turned into a fembot that could do cartwheels and was dual wielding pistols that they didn't have before. It
No,
magically
they did.
appeared.
They did. They were in the armory.
Ooh,
Yes,
good
sir.
catch.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe Montana.
You know who was the most badass character in this movie?
Jason Voorhees.
Brodsky.
Oh, honestly, I don't know what their names are. Who's Brodsky?
Brodsky's the badass black guy that is the sergeant.
I only know their nicknames.
You know who else he is? He is the guy
Jax?
from 300, the messenger that gets Spartan kicked into the pit. That is
Fantastic.
him.
I love him.
And from the start, he's the best actor on there.
I don't want...
Peter Mensah.
Thank you very much, Peter Mensah.
Well done, fact checker. I do want to ask you, did that kill counter that you watched, did it count Sarge's death as a kill?
Not the first one, the second one.
But Jason didn't kill him. Sarge did it. Sarge blew it up.
I guess
So technically, here's my thing. When Jason comes back in as a cyborg, he doesn't kill anyone. They all kill themselves.
Oh, that is kind of true. I guess, yeah, those
'Cause he
aren't
doesn't-
Jason's kills.
He chops KM's head off, but apparently that doesn't kill her. And
Yeah,
then he
'cause she's
punched a hole in the spaceship and then it sucked a girl through it. Jason didn't do that.
You know, something about this movie that they wish they did more was get rid of the off-camera kills. Because there's so many kills. There's probably like half of the kills are like, oh no, this person's about to die. And then it cuts to
The
a
reaction.
scream. Yeah. And so we don't know how they died because they didn't have a big enough budget.
Well, maybe they spent it all on the CGI. I don't know.
Yeah, the CGI was ridiculous. There's a scene where on the spaceship you could do combat training.
It's a simulation room, just like in X-Men or Star Trek or...
Yeah. And the monsters that are simulated in that room, they spent the most money on.
They're like Ragnarok from fucking... They're like, yeah.
They're two big dragons of some sort.
That can be chopped up and shot and killed and stuff, and they bleed on you. And
Jason's even able to kill them.
well, if you're in the simulation room, which apparently doesn't have doors, it's just like an open area. People could just walk in and out freely without knowing.
I don't know if this is the future I want to live in.
Does anybody?
What does Earth 2 look like?
I assume it's just as bad as Earth now.
Filled with corrupt people and overpopulated?
And plastic.
Yeah. So maybe that's why, yeah.
That's why I don't think we should go to Mars. Not to take this in a weird way, but if we've already fucked up Earth this bad, well, imagine what we're going to do to Mars.
I mean, if we don't learn a lesson, we're going to mess it up.
Do we ever learn lessons as humans? Literally no.
We always repeat history.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, this movie, though, what I do appreciate is that the actors did understand the camp of the film. Jules, what's your knowledge of Friday the 13th movies?
Not much.
You never really watched it as a kid?
No.
Because you're afraid of slasher flicks?
Yeah. My parents didn't really show me scary movies.
Yeah, I didn't watch them either. But this is fun.
It was, if you know what you're getting into, it's fun.
They definitely assume that you've seen all 9 other Friday the 13th films.
9's a lot. That's a lot to commit to.
It's 9, and
Yeah.
then this one and 2 others came out after this. Or one other, Jason versus...
Well, Freddy vs. Jason came
Yeah.
out after this.
Which we've seen.
And then I think there was a newer Friday the 13th that came out later
Yes.
on.
Which is actually, I heard, kind of good.
Yeah. I mean, because we now live in an era where we're trying to make remakes good.
Can I ask, am I the only one who, when watching this film, had to, real quick Google Jason Voorhees real quick? Because I always get Jason Voorhees and Mike Myers and Scream. I get them all mixed up.
Yeah, I was going to
sometimes.
say, who's who?
So Jason is Camp Clear Lake, who drowned because his mother said he was ugly?
Yes. It's
And he wears the ski
Hockey
mask.
Hockey mask. And Mike Myers wears a Star Trek mask, and he also carries a knife, but he's just a douche.
he was admitted to a mental asylum,
Sure.
and he breaks out.
There we go.
Is what it is.
Mike Myers Halloween, not Mike Myers.
Yeah,
the
I'm
actor.
surprised that you guys don't know the differences between these slashers.
Okay, Mike Myers is the one whose sister is, what's her face?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And then
And so what's the
Jason
name?
is the ski mask. And then Nightmare on Elm
Hockey.
Street is
Freddy.
Yeah.
Freddy.
What's the name of Mike Myers' movies? Halloween.
Halloween.
And Friday the 13th.
Man,
I get that confused.
it is I don't know. It's so interesting that you guys avoided, really actively dodged these slasher flicks.
Well,
Because I grew up on these.
It's,
Like for...
I don't know if I actively dodged it. I just
did.
don't think my parents showed. Like, I specifically remember my parents like showing me The Exorcist and it being like, oh,
Whoa. That's
Yeah.
a whole other level.
No, like I remember them showing me that, and I remember my mom accidentally taking me to go see The Ring in theaters, and we left within the first 10 minutes and that movie is like my one scarred me to death. That's who I'm afraid of.
Have you seen The
is
Grudge?
Samara. Yeah, The Grudge does. I mean, she kind of freaks me out too.
I get The Ring and The Grudge mixed up. Those are very similar scary movies.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
well, they both involve
A young
wet
girl.
two tiny Asian women that come get you and kill you.
Pretty much.
Here's what I did learn about this movie. Do you know why this movie isn't called Friday the 13th?
Because it doesn't take place on a Friday that is...
Oh, I like
also
to
the
imagine
13th.
that it is Friday the 13th in space.
And no
'cause
one
They
acknowledges
just don't
it.
ever say it. They can't say it because the calendar's not the same in Earth 2 solar system. But no, that's not the point.
That's fucking true.
New Line Cinema, the distributors of this film, the owners of these films, didn't have the rights to Friday the 13th. Paramount owns the rights to the name Paramount or Friday the 13th.
This is what happens.
So that's why when Jason Goes to Hell,
it's called Jason Goes to Hell.
instead of Jason 8 or 9 or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck number it is.
There's another movie, I think it was the one right before this, the 9th installment, called Jason Goes to Manhattan, which just sounds like a fun trip.
Right.
I'm down to watch Jason Goes to
Casual
Manhattan.
weekend.
Yeah, like Jason put down the machete for a weekend.
He's walking past the kid in Home Alone 2, and he's just like, "Hey, where's the bathroom?" And he's like, "Oh, it's over there." And
Yeah.
he has the Donald Trump cameo, you know.
That's who they're gonna CGI Donald
That's
Trump
what-
with.
Yes.
Jason Voorhees.
I think
So
I just
much
committed a
better.
hate crime.
So fucking funny.
So much better.
They said, speaking of hockey mask, we were talking about the hockey mask that he
But
wears.
it's a ski mask?
It's a hockey mask.
It's a hockey mask.
Okay, it's not yes,
Yeah,
hockey.
yes. It's a
Ski
hockey mask.
is like more of like a
Like
It's
what you
just a
do when you're
beanie
robbing
with
bank.
holes.
okay.
Yeah. What Kodak Black wears.
Okay.
So when they thaw him out, they see it, or when they pull him out of the cryogenic freezer, they see it, and it's so far into the future that some of these people don't know what it is. And like one guy say, it's a hockey mask, and KM
First, they think it's a carbon filtration mask.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "No, it's a hockey mask." And it's like,
KM is like, oh, hockey, the sport that was outlawed in 2024.
2024. They
That's in
outlawed
3
hockey.
years.
Do you know how upset the Canadians will be if we do that?
Pissed.
If we make a worldwide decree of no hockey, the Canadians will actively seek out war.
Oh, yeah, one of them will turn into Jason Voorhees and kill 200 people.
This movie was filmed in
I was
Canada.
gonna say, yeah, there we go. Is there a fun fact coming?
I
Finish your sentence. Stealing facts from the trivia.
That's your job. She's the fact checker.
I'm just saying, continue. What were you gonna say?
No, Jules, why don't you continue?
No,
No, Jules, why don't you
I don't
continue?
want to take it
No.
away from you. No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. So this film was filmed in Canada. Yes, Alejandro, tell us more.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
You don't want to talk about it anymore. Well, majority of the extras and people working on the film were Canadian because it was a lot cheaper than
bunch of
hiring
Canadian
out
actors.
Americans and flying them to Canada. So speaking of hockey in Canada, yes, majority of the crew and
That was probably a joke for them, I think.
I mean, or it's just saving on their budget, too. You know? They knew it was going to be a B-list camp movie.
C-list.
Probably, yeah.
why is his mask so futuristic if it was
Ooh,
from
Okay, great question. It's because they finally chop his limbs off and kill Jason, so they think, and then he falls. Here's their big mistake. They kill him in, like, the hospital room.
Yeah, so like...
There's these tables that can regrow limbs because, and I know we're glossing over quite a bit, but dumb stoner kid who's in the future gets his arm cut off by Jason, and then he gets it grown back on this like regeneration table, which oddly enough is the same place that they killed Jason. So they cut Jason's limbs off. Yeah. He falls on the regeneration table. They all think he's dead. Then he starts regenerating with nanobots. Hang on, Jules, don't interrupt me. I'm in the middle of something. He gets regenerated with nanobots. He creates a cyborg mask, a new limb, a brand new machete, and a leg, all through nanobots.
Nanobots that they call ants.
nanobots.
So
That's why he's so buff.
he turns it...
He was
Because
buff before, in all honesty.
usually these nanobots, they just kind of like repair your limbs. But since he was missing so much flesh, they just formed.
He's like, we got this.
We're going to make you Uber Jason. And that's what he's slated as,
I
Uber
hate
Jason.
that so much. When I saw that in the credits, I wanted to throw the remote.
Uber. Yeah, Uber.
So all I
Uber
can think
Jason's
about
so upsetting.
is Jason Voorhees driving
Driving
an
a car.
Uber. What kind of rating is he going to get?
Or Uber Jason is actually like the name of him in Germany. So I thought it would be like
Uber Jason.
Das Uber Jason. And it's just like, did they forget to cut that part out? Did they? This is the English version, right?
I don't know why Uber Jason. It was such an interesting.
Because he's extra Jason.
But he looked pretty badass.
Why not Cyborg Jason? Why not Jason of the Future? Why not Upgraded Jason? There's so many better names.
Why
than
not
Uber
Jason X?
That's even cooler than Uber Jason.
The title of the movie.
Yikes.
Do you like how he looks, Jules?
It's weird. It doesn't feel like it's a Jason movie.
I
Well,
think
it's
that's what
Jason
they
in
were
the
trying
future,
to.
yeah.
They ran out of ideas.
They-
Jason
yeah.
already went to
I mean,
When your,
hell in
franchise has,
Manhattan.
when your franchise has to go to space, which I think Fast and the Furious is one movie away from that,
Oh, for sure.
you're for sure, like, you're done.
sure.
You've beat that horse into glue, and it is not even a thing anymore. It
Yeah.
is dead beyond dead.
I want to talk about some of the kills here.
Yeah. What was your favorite kill?
It was the
Oh, the head smash.
the head smash. My second favorite kill was when one of the soldiers gets thrown off of the second story and falls on this random ground screw.
That's the oil drill.
Yes.
Or something.
Why is it facing up? How come no
safest-
one of the staff just laid it down?
Yeah. It's the safest, Christian, let me explain that to you. The safest way to keep things that could kill you is down below where you're standing, right? Let's say you have a 4-story walk-up. What do you want below that? Deadly
screw.
spikes.
Yes.
40-foot spikes.
That can kill you so that you could learn your lesson after you trip and fall.
Only one will do it. Only one will do it. That's what my dad always says.
Did you notice the terrible sound effects that occurred in this movie? Every
you mean
punch.
the fantastic sound
No,
effects?
every punch was a punch from a Super Nintendo video game.
Yes, but did you hear those laser guns?
Yes, I heard everything. I was listening. I was listening on full volume, surround sound.
That's a mistake.
It was. You think that would make movies better, but not this movie.
What movie do you think influenced this the most? Aliens or Super Troopers? Starship Troopers. Super Troopers also probably influenced this, but I meant Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers, I would think. I mean, it gets really aliens like once all the soldiers go in and try to kill him
Yes.
because they're super disposable. They got really lazy with the kills.
They're all
at some
red
point.
shirts. They're all red shirts from Star Trek.
Yeah.
My favorite kill, and I think it should have gone differently. When we mentioned it earlier, when Jason punches a hole in the spaceship, and it's like when you shoot a bullet in an airplane, and apparently everything starts getting sucked out. So they're all being sucked out of this hole, or debris is being shot into space. And Homeboy's holding the head of KM, the cyborg girl. It's the perfect size of the hole. And honestly, I think he probably should have sacrificed the robot for the good of a human being.
Yeah.
Just shoved that head in the hole.
He could have just thrown it. Or would the hole just gotten sucked out too? Destroyed? Because she has the size of an entire body and she...
Not at that time, she was a head. Oh, you mean the girl who got sucked through?
Yes.
Well, the reason why she sucked through the hole is because the grate fell on the hole, and then she got sucked through the grate, much like a cheese extruder.
It was pretty disgusting. I wish they
We
showed
didn't
more
see
of
it. Yeah.
They
We
just
only
showed
saw
us
the end of
afterwards
it.
because they didn't have enough of a budget.
I just saw a computer graphic, a CGI generated video of what happens to a human when they get sucked into an airplane jet turbine.
What are you
Where
searching?
did you find that?
The internet's a wild place.
Can you post the link
Man,
below?
answer
Yeah, we'll find
please.
it. It's a CGI thing. It's not. It doesn't look like a person. It looks like a mannequin.
Very disturbing.
It's intense, dude. You die immediately. Also,
Oh.
you're turned into a bajillion pieces.
Not the way... Oh.
Yeah. Because in movies, sometimes you see people get sucked into jets and then they kind of like turn into red mist on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not even red mist.
Your
Your
prosciutto.
pieces?
You're nothing. You are turned into molecules
Ugh. That much?
and then burned at jet fuel temperatures. And then, you turn into nothing.
What a way to go.
Honestly.
You know, on set, someone has to do research as to how realistic these kills are. Well, not,
Not for
this
this
set.
one.
Not this
No,
set.
sir. No, sir. Because I wanted that guy to get my best person on set award, but I searched the cast list, could not find him. Could not find the fact checker.
No one is doing research on that set.
I believe that person, and I'm scratching my deep brain here, a Turg. When you have somebody who's a master or like a professional in a field for a play or a movie, they hire you on as a consultant. That position is called a Turg.
I'll go around calling people turds then.
Well, it's close to turd. I would
right.
be careful.
I have to enunciate very clearly.
Hey, you turd! Guy's like, no, I'm actually Sikh, but thank you.
Dude, speaking of favorite kills too, the girl that killed herself, it was the very timid girl that escaped into the shuttle, could not open up the shuttle door, tried leaving everyone, that fucking bitch, and the fuel lines were still attached, and they spent so much CGI to show that shuttle blew up, as she deserved.
It's very upsetting that almost every goal that is set in this film is destroyed 1 second before they get there. Yeah. Every time they're like, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to kill Jason, we got to get on the spaceship. 1 second before they all can do it, it goes to shit.
So many preventable steps.
Oh, they should have just not brought Jason on the spaceship.
Yeah, they should have just left him behind.
Because they knew almost immediately who Jason was. As soon as they brought him back on the ship, they should have just immediately kicked him off.
But that professor, who I want to talk about for a quick second, he
Horny
was
nerds.
just... Oh, the professor wanted the money that Jason Voorhees was valued as. And also, that guy was being a terrible professor because he was bribing his students with sexual nipple pleasure.
They were bribing him.
Ah, yes, the other way around.
Yes. They are lucky to get that opportunity.
So there's a girl in this movie that is wearing very risque attire. Actually, all of them are wearing very risque attire.
Their normal clothes is very risky, except for the men. The men are wearing normal clothes.
Yeah, normal clothes, but
Men
all
are
the
just
girls,
straight up wearing suits.
there's not enough cloth for the women there, which,
So
It's fine by me.
Sexualized.
No,
yes.
no.
But very
They're
2001
freer.
sexualized because none of them are really thick. They're
Remember
kind of
Baby Spice?
Yeah.
They all look like Baby Spice.
Do you remember any girl that would wear low cut jeans and bring up their G-string so that you could see it on their love handles?
Yeah.
Everyone looked like that.
Such an impeccable look.
Everyone looked like Britney Spears.
I miss Victoria Beckham.
That was a good look.
She's
I
still
mean,
alive.
the low jeans were not a good look. That only worked if you were really skinny. But what about nipple play?
Oh, so sorry.
What?
We got caught up on...
Yeah.
Low-rise jeans.
So that girl that dressed like that, she comes into the professor's bedroom and says, so about that midterm. And all she has these clamps.
Clamps of ice cube clamps or marble clamps or...
And cut to them not even having sex. She's just straddling him, giving him a purple nurple.
Purple nurple.
Oh, and he blows a load. We don't see it because, it's an American movie, but
Yeah.
we know what happens.
Interesting fetish. I mean, I'm not going to kink shame, but interesting fetish to have chosen to put in this.
This is
movie.
It was not
Professor
needed.
Lowe,
This is
Yeah.
Professor Lowe.
who was talking to that scene. Oh, he's creepy. Is Professor Lowe creepy? Obviously,
He's creepy, yeah.
Obviously.
He has his moments.
Well, if someone's coming to give him a purple nurple,
Yeah.
What if she
Yeah.
didn't want to do it? What if she was there prepared to have sex with him and he's like, actually, hold on to these tongs for a second. And she's just like, what?
What was the first time they did that? Because this is not their first rodeo.
No. They've
She
been on
had
that spaceship
bribed
a
him
long
before.
time. Yes. I imagine that this is a generational ship. If they have to travel light years, that's the only conceivable way for space travel to happen. It has to be a generational ship. So these people have been on that spaceship for thousands of years. I imagine that professor has been fucking people for hundreds
Their
and hundreds of years.
lifespan, they said in the movie, their lifespan is half the amount that Jason Voorhees and Rowan had been alive. So 250 years is the average lifespan of a human at that time. Meaning that they found a way to
Freeze people and bring them back.
not even freeze them, but I think they'd found a way to figure out how to just prolong our life expectancy.
But you're still weird in this universe. People, not you. People
No one's
are still
learned.
weird. No,
No one's learned.
There's still dumb stoners who are there, and there's horny kids who are there. And
The
then,
lingo has not changed whatsoever.
I was mentioning this the other day, but how lucky is she that they still speak English?
Yeah.
Very, very lucky that they still speak English,
Yeah. Why was
and
the
not even with an accent.
How come the first move that they did, very, very perverted people on set, the first thing that they did to her
Cut her
was
clothes off completely.
cut her underwear off.
Yeah, well, they had to cut her other stuff off first, but yeah, they cut all her clothes off.
I think
Well,
it's just a horror movie trope.
No, I think maybe, but if you're taken in an ambulance to the ER, the first thing they do
Is cut your
cut
clothes,
your clothes
off?
Yeah, they got to see what's going on. They'll cut your shirt right off.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
But they cut her panties off.
That was a bit much.
And they made it
They did
a
make
thing
it
to,
very clear.
zoom
Yes,
in.
we did see almost everything. Yes.
on her pelvis and cut off it's so interesting.
It was weird how
not
long
okay.
they made us wait to see
What?
nipples.
that's not okay.
It's not, yeah, I mean,
It was
I
2001.
haven't seen it, but that's not okay.
but what is your take on
Panty cutting.
sexualization, on going into people's panty drawers and just taking scissors? What's your take on sexualization in horror flicks? Because it's a common trope, but it's just
It's in
sometimes
the
it's just
name.
much.
I think it's in horror films, but but I was listening to an episode of Call Her Daddy earlier today, and Holly Madison was on it, and she was talking about like Playboy, and like in the early 2000s, like Playboy was this like all the boys and the men kind of like fantasized and thought about it, and the young girls kind of were like idolized it, right? But now Playboy, oh my god, like that, everything Playboy was that like we looked at back then, now it's like that was not okay. You know, so
Real, because times have changed.
Think about it. What if Playboy, how Playboy was back like from like 2001 to like 2010 even, how like popular it was and how all the celebrities were going to the Playboy Mansion. But that's like
Mariah Carey was a cover girl.
very like sexualizing the women there, and like you're going there for that fantasy. I mean, it was Playboy. I mean, magazine is porn, right? Technically. I mean, when you think about it. So, but like over like objectifying women, I think that wouldn't slide now in 2019 to 2021 and how everything has evolved.
Because it's not as frequent anymore nowadays in horror flicks for them to just show pointless boobs.
Right.
Yeah, they all
boobs
have
without
nipples.
context.
Thank you. You know, I just think that they make us almost like wish that this was like a classic horror film by adding so many of the tropes, but making it futuristic, that it almost makes us be like, oh man, I should just watch like a good Jason film.
Yeah, it made me want to watch the very first film.
Yes.
Because obviously there was success with that first movie for it to have started this franchise that is about 12 movies deep.
I believe so.
And so there was something good about it. And like there's still something very good about this. Like like I said before, if you come into this movie knowing that you're going to get some the same storyline of Friday the 13th but in a new setting, which is the future.
Space.
Because they had a bunch of funny quips that came with the setting, you know? The whole fact that the stoner kid got his arm chopped off and like he was just like, oh, it hurts, or like, oh, that feels good, like when he got his arm reattached. The whole thing with the nanobots, or like this sex android, they're funny jokes in the script, and they were obviously in on the joke, which I appreciated. I would have hated this film if they were giving it their all. Like Oscar-winning performances,
Just being super into it and be like, why is he doing this?
with this shitty script, because there's
I
only
disagree.
so much you
That's
could do
what I
with
would
it.
have wanted.
You want the full commitment.
I want Leonardo DiCaprio to be in this film and him like doing the most with every scene.
Let's recast
And
this
then
film.
at the end of it, yeah, okay. So KM will be played by Jessica Chastain.
So quick, and she's the first one. The android will be played by Jessica Chastain.
The professor will be played by Patton Oswalt.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. I can see his nipple getting twisted.
Jason Voorhees will be played by...
The Big Show.
Ooh, nice.
Who's the
and
big
Olivia
guy?
Munn's the girl.
For sure.
Who's the guy?
Which guy?
You said who's the guy?
I forget. Which? I don't remember saying that, but
I feel like Jason could also be Dave Bautista.
ooh, right after doing Army of the Dead, this might be the next thing.
But I want that Jason to be like a smart Jason who like takes the mask off when no one's looking and
Like Smart Hulk?
like cries sometimes, and then like he puts the mask on and is like, I do this because they killed my family.
Jason with emotion.
Jamotion.
Stop.
Okay, sorry.
I'm so mad at that
I know
joke.
that one wasn't good. The two horny kids will be Seth Rogen and
Jessica Chastain.
No, she's already the other one is not Jessica Chastain, Bryce Dallas Howard,
Wow.
because they look exactly the same.
Okay, yes. Okay, we'll stop
And
the casting here, right?
Sarge will be played by Denzel Washington,
I can see that.
and then the kid who made KM, that'll be played by George Clooney.
Okay,
Done.
perfect.
Book
Mike,
it, sell it. Let's go.
hire us,
Send
please.
it.
Send it. Full send.
Do you think slasher films are going to make a comeback?
No.
No?
No.
I think if done right, because MTV just came out with the, well, not just, but came out with the Scream series, right? And they're trying to reinvigorate life into that genre.
TV show, right?
I think if it's done right, it's possible.
Yeah, but they did Teen Wolf too, and that sucked.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're gonna have some
Like the
misses.
CW.
But like the thing about slasher films that make it so good is the fact that it's not ghosts, it's not zombies, but this is something entirely possible because serial killers do exist, which frightens us.
Very
This
true.
guy, I mean, hang on. Wait a second. Back it up. Jason Voorhees is not realistic.
Well, I mean, like, I'm just saying slasher films in general. Yeah, I mean, a dude that came out of a lake.
And who gets like shot thousands of times.
Yeah,
And,
that's not realistic.
When you think about it, yeah, horror films these days are not serial killer. It's not someone who you necessarily should be afraid of. It's things that like should definitely scare you, but when's, like we were kind of talking about, when's the next time you're going to run into a zombie or a demon or a ghost? Where like slasher, if it is someone who is just a serial killer, psychopath, sociopath, that could be your neighbor.
Think about how many times you've met somebody and they
neighbor.
didn't kill you and they were like...
Probably had the biggest urge to kill you.
They like looked at you and just think like, Christian will never know how close he came to death right now.
That's the most terrifying
strangers,
aspect.
like strangers on the street.
Yeah.
I think about that because I watch Criminal Minds a lot.
SVU?
And like,
You ever watch SVU?
yes.
Nice.
Yeah. But like, I'll like think when I see people and I'm like, you would definitely be an unsub on Criminal Minds. Like, and I'm like, I don't mean to pass judgment. I'm like, all right, bring it back. But then you probably are.
But just like knowing the possibility, or like having been
I don't think you're a
influenced.
good person.
No?
Not after that.
Oh, I mean, like
I know, but I'm just being like very like aware and open about it. Like,
Honesty is the best policy.
you know, make sure people aren't following you if someone's looking at
You
you.
do-
weird.
Oh yeah,
like,
you're
definitely.
a girl. That's a very common problem for women. I don't have that problem.
Like, I try and
I
be
don't
more
want
aware of people, but then I am being judgy if I
Yes,
see
yes.
a person who I think like looks a certain way,
well,
like
I mean,
a killer.
it
called me ugly
depends
the
on
first
the
time we
person.
met.
Yeah, you could look sketchy. People could look sketchy, but also the scarier part is the fact that, people cannot look sketchy, and that could be the guy that looks at you while you sleep.
Yes.
Ted Bundy.
Yeah, Ted Bundy,
Bundy.
who's
I'd
played
get-
by Zac Efron,
I'd
a
hang
beautiful human for.
That's a mistake. They really shouldn't have cast him as.
No, but that's the reason why, because Ted Bundy he had
I got a lot of
fans.
problems with that.
He had
movie, but
women
that's-
in the courtroom because
Yeah.
they found him charming,
Yeah, but
regardless of what he did.
So did the Gainesville Ripper. That's just people. Some weird women just like killers, and they're just fucked up in the head.
And same with the Night Stalker. The Night Stalker had fans that sent him nudes.
Casey Anthony is still out there dating people right now.
Isn't it crazy though? That's scarier than this fabricated fiction shit.
I honestly, Casey Anthony being frozen and woken up 500 years from now, I think is maybe the biggest threat to America right now.
Bye.
We should freeze her before it happens.
Send
Right
it.
now.
Casey Anthony, if you're listening, we know what you did.
Yeah, I will throw ice cubes at you. That won't freeze her.
It'll help though.
Yeah.
It'll help her cold, dead heart.
Do you have a best person on set?
It's hit me with the director's name.
Director. Oh, fudge.
James Tilley.
Isaac. James
Isaac.
Isaac.
James Isaac. I'm sorry.
James Isaac.
Did James Isaac direct any other of the Friday the 13th films?
James Isaac as Jim Isaac? What?
He goes by Jim sometimes.
Filmography, Jason X, Pig Hunt,
Pig Hunt.
Naked Lunch, Pig Hunt again, Jason X. Yeah, not much.
We should check
That's
out a
it?
couple of these other films. I'm interested in Pig Hunt.
I'm interested in Naked Lunch.
Honestly, Pig Hunt and Naked Lunch could be the name of your porno.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Who's your best person, buddy?
It's going to go to the guy that played Brodsky. What was his name again? Something Mensah?
Denzel Washington.
Yes, Denzel.
Sorry, guys, I keep going.
Wouldn't it be great
down.
if this was Denzel's follow-up to Training Day?
Horrible. I
Peter
think the world
Mensah.
of Peter Mensah. Shout out to Peter.
You're doing it, Peter.
This movie's crazy.
Cray.
Watch it on Netflix.
Enjoy it.
The kills are very campy. There are two simulated camp counselors that act as distractions to him toward the end of the film.
And he does the classic Jason stuff you in a sleeping bag, beat you to death.
That's Kane Hodder, who is the guy that played Jason in this film, in the other three films. That was his favorite kill.
It's my favorite kill.
His favorite kill up until he did a movie called Hatchet where he rips a girl's face in half. And I don't know what movie that is, or I don't know what that kill looks like.
Hatchet. We read that book in the 5th grade. Remember the kid goes to the other side of the mountain and lives
sure.
off a hatchet?
Pretty sure that's a different movie.
Well,
Not related to the book.
I would love to be the substitute teacher who brings Hatchet in.
Did you know that Jason Voorhees' eyes never blink when they are shown?
Oh, I actually read that.
Yeah. surprised you didn't
I mean, I'm
say
not
it.
surprised. That guy doesn't have much life in him, and something as minuscule as blinking.
He blinks when the camera's not on him, like a good actor.
If he can't die, there's no need to blink. We blink to provide moisture to our eyes when they get dry.
His eyes are very wet, though.
Yes, because he drowned in a fucking lake. They're gonna be forever wet.
I'm trying really hard not to blink right now. Like,
Why? You should be blinking.
Really hard.
It's okay. Have dry eyes.
No,
I don't
I'm just
care.
trying to see
I'll give you-
if
oh.
I cannot blink.
Thinking
Ow.
about it makes it harder. It's like one of those things
Well,
where it's
fine,
like,
real
if I say
quick.
don't think about elephants, you're thinking about elephants.
I was actually thinking about a strawberry. Let's try to not blink for as long as we can, just to end the episode.
I'm gonna let you know that my memory card died like
Oh,
10 minutes ago.
it's okay. Nobody
But
wants
that's
to look
fine.
at your
It's
face
fine.
anyways.
Oh, not enough space. Okay.
Name of Christian's.
Porno?
Oh, not enough space.
Are we not blinking?
I haven't blinked yet.
I don't know. I'm distracted.
Yeah, are we doing this? This is dumb.
Let's fucking.
Are we
Fine.
trying? Wait, hang on. We're trying not to blink on a podcast.
Hey, so what would you guys rate this movie?
I give it a 3.
Yeah,
That's a solid 3.
it's a fun campy movie. Camp doesn't sell anymore. Camp's tough. But if you got like a kid who wants to watch something on Halloween, you're having a Halloween party for like 8th graders.
Throw this on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't show the naked camp counselors.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Definitely
do show their
show
boobs.
the naked.
In 8th grade?
Do
think
the
so.
TV edit. You know they
Wait,
do
wait,
Jason
no.
X on
I need
TV.
to ask Jules about this. You think 8th graders should see boobs already?
Freshmen could.
Maybe freshmen.
They're for sure already thinking about it.
They're
I mean,
thinking
I'm
about
not
it.
saying do it, but I mean, who are we kidding?
So you're telling me for my future 8th grader son that
Or
were
daughter.
you looking at boobs in 8th grade?
Yes.
no, not actively.
But you were. But you.
I don't know what that means, but
What does
I did it
actively mean?
unactively. They just appeared in my face constantly.
I was walking on the
They were
sidewalk.
just there.
tit.
Oh shit! There's a titty.
Cow udder, pig udder,
Yeah.
dog with long nipples.
I guess. I mean, I had HBO growing. I mean, I had HBO in middle school.
But you also, what else did you have? You also had.
Just HBO.
Oh man.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at
No,
it because
now
they
you
had HBO
watch
late night.
Skinamax.
Now?
Skinamax.
Yeah.
No,
was
no,
gonna
no,
say
I don't.
Skinamax.
No.
What was that one talk show that used to come on like at
Oprah?
like 2 a.m? No, but it was the
Howard
sex talk
Stern.
show.
Oh, with the old
No,
lady.
not-
With the old
yes,
lady.
with
Yes.
the old lady.
Fuck.
No,
Her name
you
is
told me that.
Dr.
You
Judy
used
or
to
something
watch
like
that.
that. Doctor.
Yeah, I used to
she's-
fucking watch that.
She has actually. She's still on the internet. She still like does a lot of talks, and she's
Does
great,
she
man.
have a podcast? She should have
She
a podcast.
should. I think she's too old for podcasts. I think she just like they're reproducing her old videos.
Oh.
Honestly, guys, don't be afraid of your genitalia unless you're a pedophile.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. My name's been Alejandro.
Watch Jason X.
Watch it.
Jules, you have anything to say?
Do you have to watch the 1st through the 9th?
I mean, I
before
didn't.
watching This?
I didn't. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Okay, I'll go watch it.
Yeah.
Baddies, go watch it.
Have a drink while you do it, though.
Have a drink.
Ooh,
Just a
I
drink.
bet you there's a drinking game that goes with this movie.
Every kill.
That would be fun.
Every kill.
Every
All
kill.
right, baddies.
Every kill, every
you
time
heard it
you
here
see-
first.
Take a shot.
Every time you see Jason blink, every time.
Oh, you'll be dead sober.
Oh yeah.
Dead sober is ironic.
Yeah.
You can follow me at call_me Jesus.
Follow me at Christian Has Asthma.
You can follow the show at ICBTB
ICBTB
podcast.
podcast.
Yes.
Follow Jules at Juliet __.
I
Perry?
think so. I
2
think
underscores?
so. I think so.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Check out our merch store, ICBTB.com. You guys know the shit.
Yeah. Peace.
Out.
Bye.
Oh, it can't be that bad. Oh, it can't be that bad. Oh, it can't be that bad. Oh, it can't be that bad.